Anyway, shut up, Dan.
Don't shut up, but start the episode.
It's going to be mad. Hello, and welcome to... No, shit, it's not Flying in the Gaps. And I never did the intro for Flying in the Gaps. Hello, and welcome to Buyer's Remorse. I'm Darren.
I'm Justin.
On Buyer's Remorse, we choose games that are in each other's libraries that we haven't played yet, get them to play it for an hour, and hopefully pick the real bad ones so that they have a miserable time. Which game have I chosen for you this time? Because it's been a while since we've recorded one of these episodes. We're way behind.
We're not way behind, but we're cutting it close is what we're doing.
Yeah, we're not ahead. That's that. Yeah. We were usually well ahead. It feels
especially
weird.
with this one. We're normally like 4 or 5 months ahead.
Yeah.
And these are ones that we could just quickly do on top of another recording of gaps. But this one, like this year, has just been a massive push to try and get that lead again.
Yeah, chainsaws interrupting us and whatnot.
Yeah, and also just other things that have kind of gotten in the way. You with your extra studies and those kind of things. We just haven't had as much time. But we've been pushing, I think, as well to get gaps ahead. And we record 2 of those in a day, and there's just no room for anything else.
Yeah.
And we've kind of gotten to the point where it's like, oh, I don't really have many more ready to go. So, yes, today I played Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
Which wasn't officially on my list, but you kept saying you couldn't wait until I played it, so I just asked, do you want me to play it? Since I have it in my library. Yes, you said, yes, I do want you to play Mountain, because I think you're going to love it. It is going to be the greatest game ever. That's what I think about it. Quote,
Darren.
2023. That is not what he said. I'm pretty sure what you said was, you loved it, but you think that I'm going to be miserable.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Developed and published by David O'Reilly. Very positive overall, with 12,000 plus reviews.
Wow.
It comes from July of 2014. It's about a mountain.
Yeah, Billy the Mountain.
What's your gameplay time on this? Do you know?
I've got something like 6 hours.
Okay.
I mean, there is an achievement that you just leave the game running and you don't touch it or something like that for X amount of time, and it pops an achievement. Because this game is just basically an achievement kind of hunting game, isn't it? It's all over the place.
I'm not even sure I call it a game. With me, if there's no objective, I find it really difficult to call it a game. This is an art piece. I definitely think you could call it that.
Mm-hmm.
You basically, you don't even play as the mountain. You just sort of control the mountain. It is a mountain that is floating in space. It looks nice.
Yeah.
You can spin it around. You can look at it from all angles. You can click on the trees to make the birds leave and go to a different tree.
Mm-hmm. For
a while, I was trying to see if I could get all the birds grouped together, wondering if that was an achievement. But either I couldn't do it or that's not really how it's set up. Because occasionally, they would go back to the tree they came from.
Mm-hmm.
My trick was to click on the tree, get the birds to leave, and then spin the mountain so that they would be closer to the next set of trees.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Didn't
that's
work.
what the game is for.
The way that I would describe it is it's a digital stress toy. It's something you can just poke and prod and see what happens. And then if you experiment, you start touching your keyboard, you're like, oh, my keys do something as well. And they make noises. You can play piano sounds. You can play music. You can launch things at the mountain. There's a part where, did you get to a point where you can launch a car at it or something like that?
I didn't see that, but random stuff just started falling onto the mountain.
Okay.
I had, I think, a satellite dish, a construction hat, and something else that was really weird. Oh, a fez.
Maybe that's a nod to the Fez game developer, you know? Hey, us indie guys stick together.
Possibly. I tried to put the fez on top of the mountain. I tried to find a way where there's a way to zoom in and zoom out. You can make the mountain small. I thought, oh, great. I can make the mountain small and then put the fez on top. But the controls don't work that way.
No.
So, no. And at one point, I lost the construction hat, and I thought that I had thrown it off the mountain altogether. Mm-hmm. But it was just stuck in a clump of trees that I didn't see.
Okay.
Yeah, spinning it is about all I did. I sent you a message as I was playing because I was, is this all it is? Is there something I'm missing? Do I need to look at a walkthrough? And you're like, no, it kind of is. But play with, you gave me a certain number of keys.
Mm-hmm.
and they did start to play musical notes.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to make it sound like the music communication from
Close Encounters?
Yeah, I couldn't quite work it out, though. Is there a way to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought I gave you the keys in the right order.
It was very close. Because the first two notes, as soon as I played the first two notes, I knew what you were going for, but it didn't work, so...
I pulled that right from the walkthrough. I wonder if they've changed it or something like that, because...
Possibly. Maybe I didn't do it right. Maybe the timing was wrong.
Basically, all you do is you play that. It's like the... And then a UFO comes in and, like, does something, and...
Yeah, see, that would have been nice.
Mm.
I tried so many times, though, and I just couldn't quite get the hang of it. It's not set up like a piano. It's set up like a keyboard, and I just kind of felt like the notes didn't seem to be in quite the right place. I just couldn't seem to get my head wrapped around it.
And there's no tutorial. The game doesn't tell you any of this.
No.
It doesn't tell you, press Q for an A sharp or whatever. It's just like, you play this game just by experimenting.
I wouldn't have even known that because I was just playing around.
Yeah.
Spinning the mountain, looking at the mountain. It can be very pretty. There are times where it changes color. I think it goes from summer to fall.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't touch it, it'll just get smaller and it'll be off into space. And there's sort of a beautiful sun behind it. That's kind of it, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to be completely honest. I did leave it running and I was playing for an hour, but after a while, I ran out of things. I probably not. There's probably way more things to find, but I felt like I'd run out of things to do. My laundry finished. I took it out and hung it up. I did come back anytime there was a music alert telling me that there was a new pithy saying. There are all these kind of pointless sayings that pop up as though the mountain is talking.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'd go back for. And then I was like, okay, well, I better go hang this shirt up then. And that was pretty much it. I didn't know what to do. After I finished that, I did come back and I did sit there.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm going to be honest, it was a really long hour. There wasn't much to do. And I think you're right. Or that I'm doing anything, which is why I play games instead of just only watching movies. I want to be doing the thing.
Right. Man, I cannot wait until you play Mountain. Because that's when I gave you that to play as well. Mm. You should play that right off the back of this one. You might. I don't know if that would just push you over the edge, though.
You said when I played everything, you couldn't wait till I played Mountain. Because in everything I said, I just felt like I was doing nothing. Wow, Mountain is that on an exponential level. Yeah, it's definitely, even for me, like it's not exactly a game that I would go back to. I enjoyed my short time playing it, messing around. I think basically I pulled up a walkthrough just to see all the hidden stuff, and then there's a lot of achievements to get. It might be worth going back if you are interested just to see what happens when you trigger the things, like when you play the Close Encounters thing, what happens? When you play the Sound of Music theme, what happens? You'll look at the screen and go, and that's it. That's the whole game. It's not exactly something that I'm like, wow, this is an amazing bit of art that I love. Like, I like some really dumb games, but this was all right, but it was not my favorite. And I knew as soon as you said you got this game, I was like, oh man, that was a big mistake. I'm sure I got it in a bundle. There's no way I specifically went, ooh, I can't wait to play Mountain. Yeah, it's just not my type of game.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it felt very symbolic. As I was doing the screen recording of this so that I could make the video later, the screen recorder just stopped.
Even it was like, nah, I'm out of here.
That's what I was wondering. Because it had no input for so long, did it just assume...
I just went to sleep kind of thing.
I don't know. I had not had that before. I have not had that since. But after about half an hour, it just went, I'm done.
That's enough.
So I had to restart that.
Oh my god.
That was one of the exciting points of the hour.
So who would you recommend this for then, if anyone?
I mean, obviously you, but you've already played it. I'm not sure. I think...
It's a weird one to try and categorize, isn't it?
Yeah. I think for people who want to see game as art, this might be a type of thing to see. I think for...
You know who likes this? Someone who watches this channel, Felix, likes this game. He's really into these kinds of like hidden, weird achievement popping games. Like he plays a lot of these like idle clickers and these kinds of games. It's like, because he was the one that put me onto it. He's like, oh man, you should try this. He's got a really weird taste in games. But usually, he picks something and it's like, yeah, man, that was actually really fun. This is his kind of game for sure.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Now that you're talking about idle clickers, maybe this would be the type of thing to just have in the background, occasionally click.
I think that's what he does. He just like puts it up on his thing when he's working, and then he just like occasionally goes back and clicks on something, plays with it for 5 minutes, goes back to work. That's why I said it was more like a digital stress toy than anything.
If you like the music and you like the visual, you could have that up in the background while you're reading and occasionally look up or something along those lines. Yeah, I could see that. But for me, this is like $1 game, and you go into it knowing that that's the type of thing you're getting. As a game, I wouldn't really recommend it to anyone. As an idle toy, yes, that's about all I would say that is probably good for. And me personally, because I just was so bored, don't expect me to be recommending it to a lot of people.
So you would you go back though, like with a guide, and then just see what happens when you trigger some hidden kind of things?
I really don't think so. That feels like such a waste of time to me. I think what I'd rather do is just find somebody who's already done it and watch their video, which would probably take like 5 minutes, which would be faster than me going through and reading through and loading up the game and doing it myself. I just don't think these are the kind of things that are going to make me wowed enough to go through the effort.
So what tags would you give this weird game, man? Game in inverted commas.
I really don't know. I didn't write any down. I mean, boring for me, obviously. Relaxing.
Okay.
For everybody else, probably.
So boring, relaxing.
I don't know. Can you... Mountain simulator?
Mountain simulator.
It's not even a mountain simulator, though. It's not like you are exploring the trees growing on the mountain, or you're making sure the birds are surviving or doing any of those kind of things. You're just spinning a mountain that's not even I mean, it looks nice, but it's not a realistic mountain because it's just a mountain in space that seems to have its own atmosphere.
Yeah.
So I guess boring, relaxing, pretty. Because I don't think I can use mountain as a tag for mountain, which is about the only thing that it is.
Yeah, well, that would be it, wouldn't it? It's like, yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's a game about a mountain, and so it's a mountain.
I mean, there's that whole, can you pet the dog? I guess here, can you annoy the birds? Maybe that, but that's too long to be a tag.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well, just even before we started recording this. It's like, yeah, what would I even tag this as? I don't think it could, because it's not a sim. It's just weird. So hats off to them for creating something that is, for me, uncategorizable, if that's even a word. So, was it a big waste of an hour? Well, you got some laundry done at least.
Yeah, that wasn't part of the game, though. That would have happened either way. I did not enjoy this. I don't want to... Here's the thing.
Okay.
For a game or art piece, whatever we want to call it, I feel like it is decently made. If you like it, you like it. But for me personally, playing it for that hour, I was incredibly bored and towards the end, fairly miserable. So a personal feeling here. I don't want to offend the people who do love it. These 12,000 people who love it not just enough to play it, but to recommend it to everybody else. I think that is probably a good thing for many people. It's just, for me, an objective-focused, I need an objective or it's not a game. This is a nightmare. So, for me personally, this was a remorse.
Remorse.
Cha-ching! I don't know why I said that.
Well, I don't mind. It's just, you expect me to sit through your 12 coughs to get to that one.
You're thinking, oh man, is there anything at the end of that? Hopefully there is.